17, grease on my hand, fixing my daddy's truck on a Friday night stand. Then she walked in a blue gingham dress, hair like honey, I could hardly confess. She said, "Can I ride?" I said, "Only if you stay." We drove down the gravel where the fireflies play, the radio crackling a Hank Williams tune, and I fell in love beneath that June moon. Oh, I was sweet on that girl from Cotton Bend, with a smile that could heal and a heart without end. We two-stepped barefoot on the old wooden floor, laughed at the preacher knocking on the door. No diamond ring, no big wedding band, just me and that girl, and the Lord understands. We meet at the diner, share one piece of pie, talk about babies and where we might buy a little white house by the red barn lane, with a porch swing creaking in the sweet summer rain. Her daddy said, "Boy, you got nothing to give," but I had my hands and the love that I live. Now 30 years gone, she still holds my hand, and we dance in the kitchen like we planned. Oh, I was sweet on that girl from Cotton Bend. Now she's my wife and my best, truest friend. We've weathered the storms, we've paid every cost, but I'd choose her again, no matter the loss. Still sweet on that girl with the gingham dress, and I always will be, I must confess. The world's gotten loud, but we keep it slow. Same old songs, same love we know. And when I'm gone, let them say of me, he loved one woman faithfully. Yeah, I'm still sweet on that girl from Cotton Bend, with the silver in her hair and the light without end. We'll dance in heaven just like we did to a crackling radio and a Hank Williams hymn. No grand goodbye, just a soft see you soon. Me and that girl beneath the harvest moon. Sweet on that girl from Cotton Bend, and I always will be, till the very end.
Now snooze, no rest every morning at home. Though you've been gone, dear, since the corn was shucked and drawn. Your chair's full of dust, but I won't move it aside. Like maybe you'll walk through that back door. I raised our 3 young 'uns on and we loved all more. Oh, the light in the kitchen window still burns through the night, like a beacon for wanderers coming back home, alright. It's not much to see, just a bulb in the pane, but it shone through the storms, through the joy and the pain. And when I'm gone, I hope someone sees that light's still on, for the ones overseas. Jenny moved west with her husband and kin. Says the desert's too dry, but she's trying to win. Tom's in the city, works double each week, sends me a letter when the words aren't too weak. And Billy, my baby, who never got to know, he wore your old boots when the draft said go. Now he rests in a field where the poppies all grow, and I pray every night that the Lord lets him know that I loved him enough to let him go. Oh, the light in the kitchen window still burns through the night, like a beacon for wanderers coming back home, alright. It's not much to see, just a bulb in the pane, but it shone through the storms, through the joy and the pain. And when I'm gone, I hope someone sees that light still on, for the ones overseas. The house creaks at night like it misses you too. The radio plays that old hymn we once knew. I talk to your picture, wipe dust from your face, and tell you the news with a smile and a grace. They say, Ma, come live where it's warm and it's bright, but this land, this home, it's my heart's only light. When my time comes, I'll slip real slow, and I'll meet you again where the roses still grow. Yes, the light in the kitchen window will fade with my years, but love don't die, it just changes its gears. So keep it lit, child, when I'm under the pine, for the ones who come after, for the lost and the blind. you.
Pretty nibble my hand again. Well, I'll have to watch. I never married her if we went through that is hard. I never married read her memory through his house. Oh, and now another girl, she was always Nevia's friend. The range, I broke the wild, built a life on dust and trial, but no campfire ever warmed like the touch of your hand the night I left town. I heard you married, had two sweet girls, lived by the creek, raised them with pearls of wisdom and grace, just like you do, and I'm glad for that. I really am true. I just wish I'd been the one. But this is the letter I never sent, full of what ifs and a heart long spent. Not to hurt you, not to make you cry, just to say I loved you till my last sky. You were my morning, my true north star. No matter how far, no matter how far, I carried you with me wherever I went. If heaven's real and we meet again, I won't ride off, I'll stay, my friend. No excuses, no cowboy pride, just I love you, said with no hide. So this is the letter I never sent, folded in time. afford to care. And if you're out there, wherever you are, please forgive me for leaving my heart in your hands all alone. My only love, my sweet Eleanor. You'll know the coffee on that tune, the one you've sung since June of '71. Your hair's gone gray, your step's a little slow, but when she's the first time I know, you fold a towel like you always do, and hum a hymn I never knew. But I know you, every line, every grace, and I fall in love in that quiet space. It's still the first time when you say my name, still the first time I forget my pain, still the first time I feel brand new, every time I look at you. 40 winters and the fire's still bright, you're my morning, you're my night. And if I live to be 92, it'll still feel like the first time with you. We've had our storms, we've had our years, lost a child, faced our deepest fears, but you held my hand through the darkest door and loved me more than I could ask for. Now the house is quiet, the kids are gone, but I still watch you move along that kitchen floor with that same old grace. And I thank God for this everyday place. It's still the first time when you touch my hand, still the first time I understand that love ain't fireworks, love ain't show. It's you right here after all I've known. Through the years, through the gray and blue, it's still the first time, it's still the first time just true and deep, like a promise the soul can keep. It's still the first time when you say I'm here, still the first time I conquer fear, still the first time I feel it's true that I was made for only you. So when I go and my breath is through, I'll whisper still, the first time with you, still the first time. Every morning, every night, my only love, my wife. Like Johnny with running through, kissed mama slow beneath this tree, said I'm fighting for dirt, not for gold, for this red barn, this story untold. He came home thin, with the metal and pain, but he never complained, and worked in the rain. And every 4th of July, wait on first, he raised that flag like a sacred trust. So the flag on the hill still waves so slow, over cornfields, over graves down below. Not for glory, not for war, but for the ones who flutters in wind and rain and snow, like the promise we made long ago, to stand, to serve, to live free. This flag is the land and the family. My boy wore boots in a desert far, said, Dad, I'm keeping the same bright star that guided you, that guided Pa. Then the knock came slow on a cold December. We buried him near the old oak line, where the mockingbirds sing and the sun still shines. And I tell his daughter when she asks why that flag flies, 'cause he said that's why. So the flag on the hill still waves so slow, a symbol of love, not just of show. A breakfast shared, of prayers we knew, of working hard, of seeing it through. It's not just red, white, and blue. It's Grandpa's hands and my boys too. And if I fall, let it be on this good ground where the flag flies free. They talk of cities, of power, of fame, but this dirt, this cross, this quiet name is what they died for, plain and true. Not a crown, but a sky so blue, and a child who knows what brave means from a flag and a man dreams. So the flag on the hill will wave so long as there's a heart that still holds strong for the soil, the soul, the oath we keep, for the ones asleep and the ones who weep. And when I'm gone, don't you fold it tight, just let it fly into the light. For the land, the free, the brave, the meek, this flag is my family. The flag on the hill still waves, still prays, still stays. She moved in quiet after he passed. 3 years gone, snow on the grass. I saw her struggle with the gate one morn, so I fixed the latch, didn't say much, just stayed till it was morn. She brought me soup when I had that cold. No words, just said it by the old wood stove, then left with a nod and a smile. But that small act made my heart stay a while. We ain't rushing, we ain't trying to hide, just two souls healing side by side. She brings me pie, cut her wood, talk about nothing like the weather or food. But in the silence, something true is growing slow, like morning dew. Not like fire, not like flame, but like a quiet, steady rain, one step at a time, one step at a time. We sit some nights on her porch swing, watch the fireflies dance and sing. She hums a hymn, I tap my boot, and I forget I ever lost my route. Her boy lives far, mine moved away, but we've got now, and that's okay. She said love don't come just once, you know. Sometimes it waits for the right tomorrow. We ain't rushing, we ain't scared to stay, just taking love one day at a day. She calls me neighbor, I call her Jean, but the way she looks at me says more than a name. And if we hold hands when the stars climb high, it's not too fast, it's just goodbye to loneliness, to the years we lost. We're counting gains, not the cost, one step at a time, one step at a time. They said you're too old to start again, but love don't care about when. It grows in silence, in shared routine, in coffee, in chores, and what love means. We ain't rushing, we ain't pretend, just two hearts that can mend. And if we walk down that dusty lane, hand in hand, through joy and pain. Let the world talk, let time just fly. We're not in a hurry, we're just alive. One step at a time. One step at a time. With you, Gene. With you.
He remembers the back-breaking work, long night bands, answer the land's call. Their haven roars, I'm quite see the wonders, but I like the back of this. He remembers backbite, better with this, the long letter might and my close. We remembers like the great, and we see the letters by line and a line. He took me these bad ways and bad. Nest growing, a warm as mattress. We'd gather at dusk when the work was done, share a dip of tobacco and talk of the sun. Old man Jenkins would play his beat-up guitar, and we'd sing old songs beneath one bright star. The kids all left for the city's bright light, said, "Pa, this land won't feed us right." I didn't blame them, just nodded my head while the tears in my eyes stayed warm and red. Yeah, the cotton stopped growing when the times turned cold, when the rich got richer and the poor got sold. No more bales stacked high in the harvest moon, just silence and weeds and a long gone tune. And the house stands empty, the well's running low. I still feel the ache when the cotton stopped growing. Progress has its place and name, but it don't know my daddy's first and last name. It don't know the sweat, the prayers and the roll, the pride and the harvest. No one else would know
cotton stopped growing, and so did I. Just a shadow on the porch as the years drift by. But if heaven's a place with a fence and a plow, I'll be back in the field with my face to the vow. And the Lord will say, son, you kept on sowing. When the cotton stopped growing, but my heart kept growing. When the cotton stopped growing, I stayed. I stayed. Monday morning, she's out in the mud, chasing chickens, fixing the plow with blood on her hands from the thorn in the wire. But she laughs like it's part of the order. She milks a cow, feeds the hog, sings to the corn like it knows the gods. And Friday comes, she washes her face, puts on her dress, and I see my place. 'Cause she can two-step in rubber boots, spin like a top and break the roots. Fiddle screams, the floor starts to shake, and the whole room says that's one fine make. She don't need a ballroom, a chandelier, just a beat, a grin, and a man who's sincere. And me holding on, trying not to fall every time she dances. She owns it all. We danced first time in a tractor shed, rain pouring down, not a soul inside dead. I said no music, she said we got rain, so we waltzed to the thunder, no shame, no pain. Now 50 years gone and her hair's turned gray, but she kicks off her shoes and says let's have a day. And when that old fiddle starts to cry, she's 16 again, and so am I. 'Cause she can two-step in rubber boots, spin like a whirlwind, light up the roots. Fiddle screams, the neighbors all shout, she's still got it, no doubt, no doubt. She don't need a stage, she don't need a crown, just a man who loves her in this little town. And when the band plays and the stars come out, she owns the floor without a doubt. They say love fades, well they ain't seen my girl in that dress dancing wild and keen. She's my heart, my laugh, my rhyme. The best thing I ever did was marry that wife. Yes, she can two-step in rubber boots, kick up the dust and make the room salute. Fiddle's on fire, the bass is low, and she's dancing like she don't know it. She's old and she's tired, that time's run fast. She's just my girl in that moment and class. She can two-step in rubber boots, No drums, no piano, no piano. After 60 horses, I reckon it's time to go. The doctor says my back won't bend, and my knees scream every time I mend. I sold the tractor this morning to young Billy Joe, and said take care of her, she's got soul. But before I leave, I had to say to you, old friend, at the end of the day, dear old dirt, burning out, and you fed my family, carried me through droughts and floods, through joy and pain. You gave your best, and I did the same. I never thanked you, just took in toil, but I loved you, dirt, all the while. Yeah, I loved you like a man loves home, even when I was broke and all alone. I buried my dog beneath a sycamore tree, and my first corn crop near the old creek. You held my tears when Mama died, soaked them right up, never denied. I kissed your soil when my boy was born, and whispered grow strong like the fields at dawn. Now my hands are weak, my sight is thin, but I still feel you deep within. Dear old dirt, brown and true, you fed my family, carried me through droughts and floods, through joy and pain. You gave your best, and I did the same. I never thanked you, just took in toil, but I loved you, dirt, all the while. Yeah, I loved you like a man loves grace. You held my life in every trace. They'll pave you one day, I know it's true, turn you to parking, sell you to new. But when the wind blows through that empty lot, I hope it carries what I cannot. A whisper soft from an old man's soul, that dirt was holy, made him whole. Dear old dirt, rest in peace. You gave a poor man a life of ease, not in gold, but in bread and pride, in honest sweat wild grass grow, and let me turn to dust like I belong back to you, my old dirt, where I'm from. Dear old dirt, thank you for everything.
He's stepping down after 50 years, not because of doubt, but because it's time to rest. He reflects on faith, forgiveness, the people he's loved. I ain't standing on no upright base very long. Gentle rains, it's here now. Love one with you, rhyming right. Yeah, and I ain't preaching, just talking plain, like a man who's loved and lost and gained. It ain't in the words, it ain't in the song, it brought me there. And that Baptist preacher I did praising time, buried soldiers with tears in my head, held the hand of the drunk, the thief, the shame. Never once felt I was above the same. I sinned, I stumbled, I cried at night, but grace came quiet like morning light. Not with thunder, not with flame, just a whisper, son, I know your name. So I ain't preaching, just talking plain, like a man who's carried joy and pain. It ain't in the robes, it ain't in the choir, it's in feeding the hungry and lifting the tired. So if you remember me when I'm gone, say he loved God and he loved us all. When I stand before him, I won't speak loud, just bow my head and thank him proud for the wife he gave, for the souls he sent, for for the chance to love and to repent. And now I ain't preaching, just resting my soul with the good book open and a heart made whole. If my voice still echoes in your mind, don't quote my words, just be kind. And when you see me in the dust where I'm gone, say he loved God and he loved us all. My last sermon, but I ain't preaching. Just remembering him. And you. He's stepping down after 50 years, not because of doubt, but because it's time to rest. He reflects on faith, forgiveness, the people he's loved. I ain't standing on no upright base, prairie Lord, gentle rains, it's here now, love one rhyming rain, and I ain't preaching, just talking plain, like a man who's loved and lost and gained. It ain't in the words, it ain't in the song, it brought me preacher, I did preaching time. Buried soldiers with tears in my head. Held the hand of the drunk, the thief, the shame. Never once felt